Kanye West has jumped right back into the center of the drama after dropping a shocking claim that Diddy escaped prison by sending in a clone. According to him, the man locked up at Fort Dix right now isn't the real Sean Combs at all, and the newest leaked footage only makes the situation feel even stranger. Meanwhile, 50 Cent is going head-to-head with Diddy after getting hit with a cease and desist over his explosive Netflix docuseries that digs into all of Diddy's scandals. So let's go through everything, because this story keeps getting wilder by the day.
Clone? Apparently there's this thing spreading around where people are saying that the person that's actually in jail is not the real Diddy. Let me catch you up to speed. This is a real photo of Diddy. Notice the markings on his face? They're very prominent, and they are from the real Diddy. However, in this mugshot right here, you do not see these markings at all. So people are claiming that whoever is in jail, allegedly, supposedly, is not the real Diddy. This photo always terrified me. There's just something off about this photo. To make matters even more weird, Diddy's private jet is still flying around as we speak and making stops in various locations around the world. Just a few days ago, his private jet was spotted at Auckland Airport, a spot normally reserved for private aircraft. This is from the account Celebrity Jets. They're actually tracking P. Diddy's private jet flight path. And this is when it was landing at New Zealand. And 2 days ago, it was at Honolulu, Hawaii. This is the actual private jet that Diddy owned. And you can see him getting off this.
TMZ added fuel to the fire by releasing a video showing Diddy walking around Fort Dix and talking with inmates. But viewers immediately pointed out the differences. The moles didn't match. The jawline seemed off. Even the walk looked wrong. It was almost like someone tried to imitate Diddy, but didn't study him well enough. His energy, expressions, even the way he interacted with people felt unfamiliar, making everyone wonder who that person really was.
Video of him at Fort Dix reporting for work in the library, where he is making recommendations and handing out different movies and books for his fellow inmates.
I'm really fascinated just by the library
But
itself.
you're seeing him here. This is him reporting to work, taking off his jacket, taking off his scarf, and settling in for a day on the job.
It looks like a public school library.
Yeah.
It's
This was the chapel, and this is the media library in the chapel, which is where Diddy's currently working. He's working in a Life Connections program, which is an 18-month program that helps rehab people and get them closer to spirituality, to charity groups, and with that, it will shorten his sentence. But in this media library, he helps inmates with religious material, rent out movies, that kind of stuff. You see him pushing a
really
cart
interesting.
with a TV on it.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the laundry room when he first got there.
Yeah,
this got to be
his first
This
assignment.
got to be a promotion.
Yeah.
It feels like a promotion. It feels like maybe he tried the lunchroom and put in a request for something different.
Yeah, it does
he is a
it does
media
sound like
mogul.
he used maybe possibly some
Fans then dug up something even more suspicious. Travel logs showing Diddy's private jet taking international trips at the exact same time he was supposed to be locked up. And these weren't random destinations. The jet was going to business centers, offshore spots, and entertainment capitals, places Diddy regularly visited when he was free. With hundreds of lawsuits and ongoing criminal cases, there is no reason his private jet should be flying around the world. So if Diddy is supposedly behind bars, then who exactly is using that plane?
The explosive documentary is Combs' longtime rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and director Alexandria Stapleton.
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
The recordings give viewers an intimate look at Combs' mindset ahead of his criminal trial, even conversations with his legal team.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day. Perhaps. What was he intending to use it for?
I have no idea.
I mean, you're talking about a man who films himself doing everything and has for decades. I think he wanted someone to be behind the scenes with him.
Combs' team firing back in a statement to NBC News today, saying the Netflix so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece and that they relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. His team sending a cease and desist to Netflix. Netflix referring NBC News to a statement from Stapleton in which she said they lawfully obtained.
This is where Kanye's earlier warnings start sounding different. Last year, he exposed his handler, Harley Pasternak, and claimed almost every Hollywood figure has someone in control of them. Kanye even even said, "If I disappear and come back acting different, that's not me." Then he vanished for nearly 2 years, returned with a totally different vibe, and meanwhile someone kept using his jet, like the old Kanye never left. Fans started connecting dots, wondering if Diddy might be doing the same thing.
Pasternak has been working with every celebrity, from Ariana Grande to Jessica Simpson, from Mac Miller to Brittany Murphy. This man is everywhere, and there are major red flags. Like, why is an ex-government defense agent working as a nutritionist for the biggest celebrities? It really appears that Harley is a handler, and that's why celebrities like Kanye West has exposed him. For example, Kanye shared text messages showing Harley threatening him to drug him up like a zombie, send him away to a hospital, and keep him away from his.
What complicates things even more is Kanye's loyalty to Diddy at the start of this whole mess. He actually showed up in court right after Diddy's name popped up during testimony. Kanye met with Christian and promised he'd help Diddy no matter what, which only made people more shocked when his attitude changed later.
You say he wasn't invited to these parties. Obviously, Cat Williams done talked about these parties. People will mention.
I don't know if it's a party. I'm saying that metaphorically. You know what I'm saying?
But you've heard about the parties that everyone is talking about. But you've never got invited to them, so you.
I don't know.
Really,
I don't know. I don't even know what the party. That's how far out of it I am. I don't know. But people call me Illuminati too. It's like, call me what? Okay, cool. I'm Illuminati. Whatever it is. It's like whatever. I don't care. I really don't give a. I really don't give a.
There you have it.
Not the one I'll box right in the middle.
Kanye West. Kanye, why'd you show up today?
Hey guys, Aaron Katersky here from ABC. As if the trial of Sean Combs needed more spectacle, in walked Kanye West. He was inside for about 20 minutes. He didn't get into the courtroom. The guards made him go through security just like everybody else. He had to check his phone. And then he was taken up to the 24th floor to the overflow room. Now, I'm not sure if he didn't like it, didn't think it was the right vantage point for him, but he was only in there for a matter of minutes until he walked right back out. He was wearing this white, maybe canvas suit, and he told us that he was here to support Sean Combs. We're not sure that Combs' legal team wants him here for support or if he came on his own volition, but it certainly was a moment while testimony was going on from Sean Combs' former assistant, a guy named Jonathan Perez, who was with him from 2021 to 2024, said he set up hotel nights that he referred to as king nights, brought the lights, brought the Astroglide, brought the baby oil. The jury saw a lot of pictures today, too, of things seized from Combs' Los Angeles mansion. 900 bottles of Astroglide lubricant. According to the HSI agent on the witness stand, the jury saw boxes of it, all stacked up in Combs' garage.
A few days after that, Kanye posted a phone call between him and Diddy online, but instead of doubling down on supporting him, Kanye pulled back immediately after the conversation. The shift was so sudden that people began asking what exactly Kanye heard that made him retreat.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have some fun.
Yeah.
Having no fun and they get behind the mic, have some fun, chop up the samples, get back on the band vibe, have some fun, get back to smiling. You know, your time, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hollywood cloning theories have been circulating for decades, and celebrities like Orlando Brown have openly claimed that Kanye himself was cloned. Kanye even joked about Elon Musk being a genetic hybrid, saying there were probably 10 to 30 Elons created in some lab somewhere. He hinted the same about Obama, which made fans revisit his comments once this Diddy situation exploded.
Actually realize like how there's a taller Kanye and a smaller Kanye, and a smaller. They're fighting for who's going to be Kanye. They're fighting for who's going to be Kanye, dude, right in front of you. And it's like, yo, bro, leave my brother alone.
So Orlando is claiming that there were two Kanyes, but he isn't new to crazy claims, so he may not be the most reliable source. After this claim made by Orlando Brown and all the controversies he was in, Kanye shared a message from his personal trainer Harley Pasternak that was quite haunting. This is the guy Kanye was with when he was first taken to the hospital and given meds for his bipolar disorder. Harley has worked with many celebrities, including many people who have died to drug-related incidents like Mac Miller and Brittany Murphy. This has led theorists to believe that Pasternak may have had a hand in these people's death.
Kanye West calls Twitter chief Elon Musk a half-Chinese clone engineered like Obama.
Boom.
Musk says he's taking West comment as a compliment. That's great. Well, there you go. Let him back on Twitter. Jesus Christ.
Enough already.
Well, yeah, he's not right. But
Kristen Cavallari also jumped into the conversation on her podcast, saying she fully believes high-profile celebrities have clones. She specifically claimed the Kanye we see now isn't the real one, pointing to his changed appearance and long disappearance.
Cavallari, renowned hip-hop critic, is weighing in on Kanye West. This just seems bizarre, especially because the way she's not actually, I guess she is sort of waxing, she's remembering the good old days with Kanye. And she seems to think that the Kanye we're seeing now is not the same Kanye. I don't mean that.
Like literally a different person.
She's talking clones. Why? We'll get into that. But here's her theory.
Kanye is a clone. I wholeheartedly believe what I'm about to say. I think there are clones, and I'm going to tell you why. Remember, he was really talking a lot. The cabal didn't like that, you know? The Illuminati, the cabal, they did not like how much he was saying. He was calling a lot of people out, and he said, if I go away and I come back and I look different, that is not me.
If I ever went anywhere, we'd know why.
What happened? He was gone.
He did that because he wanted to gain weight. I would do that too. I'm going to do that next summer.
Look at him. Compare old photos of him. It's not the same in person. It's not. Don't cancel me, Hollywood.
I don't know if Hollywood's going to cancel her, but you know who did cancel her, which I'm sure actually feeds into Kristen's conspiracy theory? TikTok. That clip from her podcast she posted it on TikTok and they took it down. In fact, did they shut down her whole page?
No, they took that post down. And I mean, this is just going to feed into more of these crazy conspiracy theories. Obviously, TikTok took it down because it was a community guideline violation. That's what they're saying.
Well, what guideline? Talking about the Illuminati?
I mean the fact that she's talking about a conspiracy theory and her only evidence is that he...
Later, she made similar comments about Britney Spears, claiming the Britney fans see today isn't the original either. According to her, Britney even reached out about the rumors before suddenly cutting off communication, something that made the theories spiral even more.
Obviously onto something. Onto something.
Kristen Cavallari is trying to set the record straight about comments she made about Britney Spears. After the Hills alum recently shared on her Let's Be Honest podcast that she believed the Lucky singer was a clone, Kristen reveals on her November 5th episode of her podcast she received an interesting request.
I get a call from my publicist. Okay, so he calls me and he goes, guess who wants your phone number? And I went, who? Britney Spears. And I'm going, what? I'm not gonna lie though, at first, because if you didn't listen to the last episode Justin and I did, go listen. But we talked about Hollywood conspiracies and I said, my big thing was Kanye West, I think, is a clone, but also I said Britney is not Britney.
The 37-year-old who previously met Spears at her Las Vegas residency in 2014 explains that she felt the pop legend had heard about the comments she made on her podcast and wanted to dispel the rumors.
So my initial reaction was, I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was honestly like, oh my God.
Like you thought it was Illuminati or the cabal?
Like they're on to me, man, okay? They didn't like that podcast episode. So I'm like, give her my number. Like, great.
Kristen explains that she and her publicist were then put into a group text with Britney and her manager.
Her manager puts us on a group chat and says like, oh, ladies, like, he called us icons. But
gotta get that
two icons coming together, blah, blah, blah. And then Britney sent me a text and I'm not going to read it. I
would love to read it. Just take my word.
Why would you love to read it? Because I know why you would love to read it.
It was a bit of a roller coaster.
And it was like, no, that's Britney Spears. Nobody can fake that that's not, or it's the Britney Spears that's put out to us right now. Because it was like one big run-on sentence.
Or it's her clone. Her clone let me know that she's not a clone. That's a red flag. Only a clone would say something.
As unbelievable as these claims sound, people keep pointing out that Diddy had deep ties to government officials and federal contacts for years. If someone with that influence wanted to pull off something like this, many believe he absolutely could.
Now we have two people come out saying that Diddy was talking to the feds. Do you think that's true?
Whether it's true or not, and he might have been cooperative in some way, shape, or form, you don't get away with human trafficking unless you give up John Gotti or something like that, and that's not what happened here. I can tell you, Jesse, that this investigation's been going on for a long time, very closely held by HSI, so much so that even some of the agents on the raid a week ago today didn't know whose house they were raiding until they got there. That's how closely held this
Wow, because there could have been a tip.
Absolutely.
And there are allegations that he was paying law enforcement through his chief of security, which also happened to be Michael Jackson's chief of security.
I don't know if I buy into that. You know, people in Diddy's situation like to have those involved in law enforcement close to them. But that doesn't mean they're taking payoffs. That doesn't mean they're doing big favors. They like that closeness. It's just like how Diddy was able to court Diageo or Estee Lauder. He was very successful in doing that, and that made him a lot of money and gave him credibility outside the hip-hop rap world. And that's what he was trying to do here, a lot like what Epstein did with very powerful political and business figures.
You gotta realize one thing, that boy life is dangerous. His life is he's just not dangerous with the shit they said he was doing, but he's in danger. He knows too much. One thing you gotta realize is he probably having a conversation right now with the higher ups and everybody else to figure out how it's gonna work itself out. Because he know all the secrets. And if he get to run his mouth, it could be a bad look. I look at it like the most important thing is the industry needs to be built over. You have all these executives because somebody was their father, their grandfather, or all these type of stuff, and they don't give people the opportunity to grow and learn. I know when I first started in this business, it wasn't a machine. I had to be the machine. I had to figure out how to get my songs on radio. Because at that time, they were getting 5% and they got 10%, so it was popping champagne bottles. I went from 95% of the songs you hear on the radio was my songs into 97%. So you had to really do all this thing. And really.
This is the same man who had enough power to contact the President of the United States and ask for a pardon. With decades of political, financial, and entertainment connections behind him, plus mountains of cash, people argue that Diddy had all the resources needed to manipulate who the public thinks is sitting in prison.
Could be a free man by the end of this week. We broke a story last night that Donald Trump is seriously considering commuting his sentence. And there has been a lot of fallout with our story.
By the way, commuting his sentence before he's even in a prison.
Right.
He's still at Brooklyn MDC waiting to find out which prison he's going to. But this is something that President Trump is considering. And the fact that he's considering it is causing a bit of an internal war at the White House because not everybody in the administration thinks this is a good idea.
So we are told this, and this is coming from somebody high up in the White House. We broke that story, incidentally, that right after the sentencing, his legal team, Diddy's legal team, got in touch with somebody who had the president's ear, and that the president was looking at the paperwork.
And the president acknowledged that.
Like 2 days later.
Yeah, in the Oval Office.
2 days later.
Yeah.
So we now know that Trump is considering, we're told that he's kind of waffling, he's going back and forth on this, but there are staffers in the White House telling him, don't do it. So we put this story.
Even his attorney once hinted that Diddy had a secret strategy ready that nobody would expect. Fans now wonder if this bizarre theory is exactly what he meant.
All I know is everything that I read in that article looked accurate.
Well, look, that's how
probably some relief to Diddy's team, you know. And
I don't know. I think they're moving ahead. I don't think anybody is counting on anything, and
Right.
I think the reporting was accurate.
how did you hear he's faring since the sentencing?
I don't know. I mean, I hopefully we'll see him soon and find out.
I guess lastly, I would ask, what do you think his future looks like?
I have the utmost confidence in Sean. I think Sean will make a comeback, the likes of which people are not expecting. So I've watched him over. I've known him for a long time. I have the utmost confidence in him.
In whatever sphere. I mean, he's done the business, the music,
he's iconic in a lot of ways, and I think he'll make a comeback.
Let's be real. Diddy has more than enough money to pay someone to take his place in prison. And 50 Cent's upcoming docuseries shows leaked moments before the trial where Diddy tells his legal team to find the most corrupt person possible to help him. If he could find someone like that, finding a stand-in wouldn't be difficult at all.
Foreseen footage of Sean Diddy Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put stuff in my fanny pack?
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me. I'm going to get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said. Let's just here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
The footage is part of a new, highly anticipated docuseries by director Alex Stapleton and rapper and executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, titled Sean Combs: The Reckoning.
Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
It was very interesting to watch a man who's known for his brand presence. You know, he has a really amazing knack for marketing and all of that, and how he was sort of taking that into account and how he was coming off to the public.
The exclusive video also shows Combs in Harlem greeting fans.
Oh, my bad. No, Lord, you win. I'm going to win. As long as you win, we win it. I'll accept it. I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got it. I've been down the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like 150 hugs.
You're a public person as well, and there was one instance in Harlem, and his reaction when those people
went away. Car, I said, I feel like I need to wash, like I'm dirty. It shows you his character.
Was that the reason for including it?
Yeah, what's the odds that you would do that in front of the camera?
Let people know that the show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. We weren't trying to just get the highlights, the salacious details. You know, that the real goal was to storytell. And not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this project.
The 4-part series also features 2 jurors from Combs' trial who are speaking for the first time about how they reached their mixed verdict, finding Combs guilty of 2 prostitution offenses, but clear of racketeering and trafficking charges, both sharing their thoughts on the relationship between Combs and singer Cassie. Juror 75 describing them as 2 people in love, and Juror 160 saying in part, domestic violence wasn't one of the charges.
Cassie, is she a victim in all this?
I believe Cassie's a victim in all this because she came in she's like 18, like 19 years old in the very beginning. After a while, over time, you condition for it.
The goal of what the film is trying to do is to let the audience kind of come in to ask questions like, were their decisions colored by certain things, and who got the benefit of the doubt, you know, in that courtroom?
Do you think that hip-hop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was?
Not look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as hip-hop is fine with this.
Naturally, Diddy's lawyers are scrambling to stop this documentary from being released. Through statements, they've called it a disgraceful attack, claiming Netflix is using footage he filmed since he was 19 without permission.
Diddy documentary isn't even out yet, and Diddy is mad as hell. Diddy's crisis PR manager put out statements to the media outlets claiming that the never-before-seen videos that are in the Netflix documentary were stolen. He's claiming that the one of him talking lying to his lawyers about doing dirty business was never meant to see the light of day. So you know what? Let's go ahead and hear what he said one more time.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing.
Diddy is also pissed that 50 Cent is the one that created this documentary, calling it a shameful hit piece, and he said it's crazy that 50 Cent got to work on this documentary when he has had a personal vendetta against Diddy for years. Already know while Diddy is sweating, 50 Cent literally doesn't care. He has still been trolling on his social media all day long. Media outlets are sharing how 50 Cent posted that Diddy's publicist was saying nasty things about him and he just didn't want to go to Diddy's parties. He captioned it, "Netflix is concerned that their servers may not be able to handle everyone watching at once at 12 a.m. Eastern time. It goes live." Even though Diddy is accusing Netflix and the team of stealing this unseen video footage that is in this documentary, the team hit back pretty quickly. They said in a statement that this video footage came to them and they did everything legally to acquire this video footage. Now they basically own all of the rights of this unseen video footage that is about to be in this Netflix doc. Probably one of the funniest things that I saw in these statements from Diddy's PR team is the fact that he didn't want these video clips of him talking to this lawyer out for the public to be able to see. You didn't want this clip of you talking to your lawyers viewed by the public. Why were you having somebody film you at all? Some of the video footage, Diddy admits that he hired people to film him because he wanted to use it in his own.
But 50 Cent won't back down. He insists everything in the documentary is accurate and says it's not about revenge. It's about exposing the truth behind the public image Diddy has maintained for decades.
And think that you really hate Sean Combs.
Why would you be thinking that?
Because of the things that you post on Instagram, because of the...
Look at this. And let's stop for a second and do say that I hated him enough to hire his kids. And we've never done anything to each other. So it's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip-hop culture.
This documentary is one of several that has chronicled Combs' rise and fall, but Stapleton says theirs is different.
Yeah, there's a lot of new information. No one had ever really put it together like that before.
For 50 Cent, he says he feels a sense of obligation.
Well, if I didn't say anything, you could assume that all of hip-hop culture is comfortable with his actions.
People who have seen the documentary early claim it reveals things Hollywood never wanted the public to know. And if even half of it is true, the entertainment industry is about to be shaken.
Tell us about it.
So there's a lot more of this never-before-seen footage, Tom, of Combs having really private conversations with his legal team, and you really got a sense of his mindset ahead of his criminal trial, which is really fascinating for me because he never did any sit-down interviews ahead of the trial, so you finally get to see what his strategy was and how worried he was. But clearly, perhaps he didn't think that he was going to go to prison because he's filming this documentary. You're also going to hear from Aubrey O'Day. She was in the girl band Danity Kane as part of making the band. She has an explosive allegation against Combs. And then there's quite a bit that focuses on the murders of Biggie and Tupac, and people from Combs' inner circle raising a lot of questions. People are going to also have a...
So now the real question is the man in Fort Dix actually Diddy, or has the industry pulled off one of the biggest identity swaps ever? Is Kanye exposing something real, or is this another Hollywood distraction with talk of body doubles, federal deals, secret handlers, and underground operations? One thing is clear, this story isn't slowing down anytime soon. If you're into breaking Hollywood drama, hit like, comment, and subscribe to Haley Reporter. Don't forget to turn on the bell icon so you never miss the next update, because this story is far from over.